beautiful soul. Welcome to Truth Seeker Insights, a safe space where you are free to uncover your truths, embrace healing, and become the best version of yourself. My name is Quishana, and today I want to share a deeper piece of my story with you. Now, this isn't to shift the focus of the channel, but to help you understand why this space exists and why I'm so passionate about healing and transformation. This channel was born out of survival, out of pain, out of having to rebuild myself when everything I had believed in no longer aligned with who I was becoming. Now, it's not about blaming anyone. It's about finally honoring my own truth after years of staying silent. Now, for years, I was in a relationship that many assumed was picture perfect from the outside, but behind closed doors, it was layered with emotional disconnection, infidelity, domestic violence, and pain that I didn't always have the words to express. I found myself shrinking, doubting my voice, questioning my worth, and feeling disconnected from the truth of who I was. Now, we've been married for almost 15 years, yet the longest we've ever lived together in a stable home was 6 months. Most of our marriage, I've lived with just me and our children. Every lease, every household responsibility, every memory built at home, it's been on me. He spent most of our marriage traveling the world by choice, filling billets and forming public relationships elsewhere, which added to the emotional distance between us. Now, since 2017, we've been separated, and though our divorce has been pending in court for over 3 years, legal complexities, especially those tied to military status, have made the process long and painful. While service members do not receive additional base pay for dependents, they do, however, receive extra benefits like basic allowance for housing and TRICARE. These benefits have remained in place because we were still legally married, and I believe they've created a lack of urgency on his part to finalize our separation. Now, he receives basic allowance for housing for our family, which is an amount that is intended to support the household where the dependents actually reside. That would be me and our children, but the support has never made it to our household. I recently asked for help with our rent, something that BAH is supposed to assist with, especially since I have the children and we live full-time in the home together. Instead of helping, he continues to use the housing allowance for his benefit while living with a roommate. Now, meanwhile, I'm left covering all of our household costs alone. Through it all, I've been raising our children, building a stable home, and doing my best to provide consistency and love. But I work a job where the hours aren't always guaranteed. There are only 4 weeks in a month, and when my hours were cut recently, I tried to reach out to him, specifically for help with rent, just a portion of what he had already received. I wasn't asking for anything lavish, just support that was rightfully due. But instead of compassion, I was met with criticism. I was told I was unstable, undeserving, and wrong for even asking. Now, in fact, he asked if I wanted him to take the kids until I got on my feet, as if my temporary need for support, disqualified me for the years of my strength, sacrifice, and stability I provided to them. I don't normally ask him for anything because I've always been self-sufficient, but we are still married, and he receives BAH for the very support I was requesting. Now, it's in these moments that I began to understand the depth of my silence. I had stopped asking for help, not because I didn't need it, but because asking came with judgment and pain. Now, I've been told that my success is only because of him, but the truth is I've created something from the ground up. We've never shared a stable life together. I've healed without him. I've grown in spite of the pain. I've built a home, a business, a purpose that came from deep within. Now, I'm not sharing this to tear him down. I'm sharing it because I've kept the truth tucked away for so long, and staying silent was hurting me more than anything else. I need people to understand the strength it takes to keep going, to raise children alone, and to still try to see the light within yourself when everything else around you feels dark. One of the scars I carry is physical, a hematoma in my thigh that remains from 2017, when a moment of physical violence changed everything. Now, that wound hasn't fully healed, and it reminds me daily of what I've survived. That experience, one rooted in domestic violence, is part of my story. And while it's painful to revisit, it's also part of what fuels my commitment to this platform. Now, he wanted me to live a version of life that didn't fit me, a life where I stayed quiet, dependent, and small. And I tried that, and it broke me, but I found my way back to myself. I walked away, not out of hate, but out of hope for something better. And I want others to know that healing doesn't mean pretending things didn't happen. It means speaking up with grace. It means letting others know they're not alone. Truth Seeker Insights is my way of offering healing, support, spiritual tools to anyone walking through their own transformation. Reiki, affirmations, self-work, all of it comes from a place of lived experience. I believe healing belongs to everyone, whether you're a man or a woman. Healing is universal. Pain doesn't discriminate, and neither does the power to grow from it. If you felt like your truth didn't matter or that your story had to stay silent, know this: your voice is sacred, and it's safe to use it here. Now, thank you for allowing me to share this piece of my heart. Thank you for choosing healing. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Subscribe to the channel and stay connected, because you're not alone. We're in this together. With love, my name is Quishana. I'm wishing you the best on your journey, and I hope that you subscribe so I can share more of my knowledge, my stories, and we can heal together. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.